Diabetes.
Did I stutter?
Go!
Dude.
All week long.
No, Viking, because those long ones, I know they're good. Ain't nobody got time.
This
for
channel
that,
might not even be around when that stops. Who knows?
right?
So
Well,
be
we
a
got
while.
a case.
Got a while before that happens. Yeah. Creed, we are delving straight into some stuff. I know everybody's excited to watch some Knox County stuff, but before we get to all that, let's see what's going on here.
Yeah,
This lady looks like she's expensive.
We're in Battleground, and we're waiting for the judge to get back and roll it back just a couple of minutes. Welcome. Live court happening now. Jump around a little bit like we always do. Don't forget Thirsty Thursday. We got a chase today. Looking forward to that as always.
They're going to get drunk and crazy, Creed. Drunk
See
and
everybody
crazy.
jumping in to give us all the top news stories of the day that we
Breaking news.
missed.
Breaking. If you're new here, this is a commentary channel. We try to grab live stuff. Sometimes we have to roll it back just a little bit so you get the context of what's going on. And we might miss the end of it because some of these places get rid of it immediately. So if we don't pause a whole lot, please forgive us. We'll do our best.
A lot of those long form trials, but my God, I don't know how we schedule it.
Well, if you send it to me, I'll review it.
It's just so, you know what I mean?
And do anything else after that.
Yeah, exactly. That would be the whole channel. The judge is here.
To the secret passageway.
I like that.
Judge, if we could call back Mikhail Zavosnikov.
Why?
Good
What was his
morning.
name?
Macau.
For arraignment. I believe you're likely to have already accepted a not guilty plea, but if not, Mr. Zavosnikov is entering a not guilty plea, and then we'd like to move forward to discuss conditions, Judge.
So, Mr. Zavosnikov, the first thing we're going to be doing is scheduling some future court dates for you. The next thing we're going to be doing is discussing conditions of release. When we get to that point, I'll hear from Ms. Carmi, the city attorney, and then I'll hear from your attorney, Mr. Campbell.
Oh, he's down there. Very tiny.
First of all, with the return court dates, we're going to be scheduling, first of all, what's called an attorney pretrial. That'll be a date, sir, that your attorney, Mr. Campbell, will be able to meet and discuss your case with Ms. Carmi. It's not going to be a required court date for you. Your next mandatory court date, sir, is going to be on the 16th of February, 2023, and that'll be at 10 o'clock in the morning. That is a mandatory court date, sir, meaning if you failed to appear at that time, a warrant for your arrest would be issued. In regards to release conditions, Ms. Carmi, go ahead.
My God, it's Kay's
Yes,
birthday?
Your Honor, in this case, given
Also
lack
Terminator's
of
birthday.
any prior warrants, there is some criminal history associated with the 2016 DUI, no prior assault charges. We are,
My man.
out of an abundance of caution, Your Honor, requesting the court to enter the formal NCO with Cassania. I have talked to the alleged victim. I believe that she does want to speak to the court.
Happy birthday.
She
babe.
has asked
Happy birthday.
for there not to be an NCO into place primarily for child rearing purposes. She can certainly speak if Your Honor would like to hear from her. She's indicated to my office that she doesn't have a fear of reharm. The concerning thing for the city, though, is that there is some indication when I talked to her that perhaps this is not the only instance that it has occurred in the marriage. So although the city is not overly concerned about the allegations in this case, the city is still requesting an NCO.
I held on to that NCO.
NCO. I'm guessing no contact. That's the best I can come up with.
That
Your
sounds,
Honor,
sounds right.
we would be asking for you to consider the victim's input in this case. The parties are in a stressed financial position. The allegations in this case are certainly concerning the client. is alleged to have picked his wife up and put her back on the bed in the context of an argument that was ongoing. Law enforcement was there.
You know,
My client was very cooperative with law enforcement and de-escalating immediately when law enforcement came there. And I think that there may have been some lack of understanding of what limited amount of contact in Washington state can be considered assault in the 4th degree domestic violence.
Hello.
Which now is clear to my client. He has come here today and been arrested, spent a weekend in jail, which is a cooling off period. I think if Your Honor imposes a no contact order, it's going to be detriment potentially to the victim. There are 5 children involved here that these individuals co-parent. There's a lot
6
of
on the
needs
weekend.
that my client meets in the home. Financially, they are very stressed. My client, frankly, has been homeless since this period of time. He will continue to be homeless, living in a car, providing resources and assets for his family to have the hope to maintain their rental right now.
I hope so.
While he's
I don't know
out
if you guys
of
can
the
see him, but
home,
he's
and
standing
if
there
that's
like
what
that.
has to happen. I mean, he's prepared to be responsible, and he has been responsible in not being in the home
Good move.
during the period of this time while he has been out. That's for his self-report, obviously, but he understands the severity and the consequences of this case. They do get food stamps. I mean, just financially, they are not capable of maintaining 2 homes, and my client will have to live in a broken down car out on 164th.
Whose fault is
His
that?
brother can pick him up to go to work so he can continue to make money for the family. If
And I'm guessing
Your Honor
she's
imposes
not
no
a lawyer.
contact
She
order,
must
we'd
be a
ask for,
prosecutor.
you to consider allowing him to go into the home
Yes.
at 2 p.m. or after 2 p.m. today. He doesn't have really meaningful ability to coordinate a third party to go pick up his belongings. And his understanding based off of his wife's historical work schedule is that she's likely at work today at that time. But he would be asking initially that the no contact order not be entered. There are no prior criminal histories. This incident, I know that there's a 2016 DUI, which is his only criminal conviction, but there is no indication that drugs or alcohol were an issue in this incident.
Okay, good point.
So,
Eddie.
That's his request.
Hey, he got to sleep into jail all weekend though. So,
Can I hear from does the victim want to address the court?
oh, victim impact statement. Here we go.
Child
So
rearing.
just
Okay.
don't speak to her like that when she comes up. You still-
5 kids. Apparently, they got along at some point during the marriage.
Right. Yeah, enough to procreate.
I like that he put her on the bed.
Yeah, Shells, I did
I
not. Was it
just
late?
agree with everything the attorney said.
1:43. I was awake.
I mean, I think it'll be
I was
best if
asleep.
he's gonna come home.
Basically over in
That's awesome.
53 seconds.
One night before
I
was
don't
like
want you to address
3
the
minutes, 4 minutes.
incident at all, but do you feel in any sense in danger if your husband were to come home?
No.
Do you have resources and family here in the community?
yes.
First greatest month of her life.
There needed to
She
be a
doesn't
cooling
want the
off period.
NCO.
Do you have a place that you could go
course you don't.
safely?
Yes.
Well, Amber.
And
So here's my thought, whenever we enter these no contact orders, there is some very, very, very real world consequences. And we see it on both ends, right? We certainly see the unfortunate things that happen.
he's not
on
going to sleep
paper
in the
when
car.
those
He'll be
no
sleeping in his
contact
bed
orders are
tonight,
not put in
baby.
place.
Don't you worry.
What we don't also have though is the sense of real struggle
Let
that
'em.
happens when they are put in place. And I think that Mr. Campbell did a good job of illustrating in this circumstance what would take place if the no contact order was put in place. We have a victim here that is making a statement. I have no reason to disbelieve her. She was very candid to law enforcement, and my assumption is that she's being candid to the
That's
court
usually how
today.
it goes. Okay.
To that end, I'm not going to
Name of the
impose a no
game.
contact order
JG.
at this time.
JG.
I'll allow you to continue to be in contact. Certainly, it goes without saying that if the court receives any manner of word that conditions in the house are deteriorating in any way, shape, or form, we can certainly revisit this circumstance, okay? Conditions of release are as follows: to violate no laws, to appear at all
Oh, you're
mandatory
releasing 'em.
court dates. Again, your next court date, sir, is going to be on
course.
February 16th, 2023 at 10 o'clock in the morning. Please make sure you're staying in touch with Mr. Campbell during the time your case is pending.
That's what he
You're
was doing
notified the
in the
court if
back.
there's any change of address or phone number. You are released at this time on your recognizance. We're going to be getting you some paperwork over by the door. Once you have your paperwork, you are.
Well, I
free to
guess that's
go.
about it
Thank
for
you.
that one. What do you got?
And then again.
Yeah,
I'll just
don't worry about
ask,
him. He
Your
will
Honor,
not
do
be
you-
sleeping in
for
the car
court
tonight.
clerk, do we need an
He
order
will be
terminating
fine.
district court and
The court has, and maybe refresh my memory, is 2A070-3505.
We've been here before. Stripper
An
pole
assault
court.
4 DV
Oh, God, I
goes
love
to
this.
1125 of 22.
He's in the sauna.
This case has as a protected party, Mr. I believe it's Dupree, isn't it? Dupuy. Okay. So Mr. Dupuy
Dupuy.
is deceased.
Deceased?
What was the relationship between
He's
Ms.
definitely
Andrews and
protected.
Mr. Dupuy?
We.
Complicated, Your Honor.
Like the
Intimate
marriage.
relationship, but with assault charges at least alleged.
Okay.
between the parties.
Okay, so we have that case goes to 11/25 of 22. And then we have these new allegations.
She looks mad.
She looks constipated, I was thinking. Or just
I
understand.
I
Both.
see that probable cause was established by Judge Fossbender on one and Judge Walker on the other. Mr. Adams, can you give the court an overview of probable cause on each of these?
Just one moment, Your Honor.
So there's protective orders in case we're a little confused. This
overview
lady
of
has
the
protective orders
facts.
against her. I guess there was one against with a
Your Honor,
another
one
gentleman
moment
had
here.
against
So-
her and passed away.
Right one.
T, where you at?
So, Your Honor, on
She gave a hey now.
11/25, late in the evening, law enforcement of Cheney was dispatched they were advised of a domestic violence incident. Caller reported that Mr. Lewis had come to him requesting him to call 911 because he had been assaulted by his what's listed as ex-girlfriend and current housemate, Taylor Andrews. The officers responded, and
You hear two people talking?
Mr.
Yeah, somebody else is
Dupuy
on the
had
phone.
stated that he was at the shared
phone call.
residence and that
Is it not?
Ms. Andrews had gotten mad at him because
So
he
it
would not
sounds like-
consent to having sex at that time, and that
Oh.
she then began
Whoa!
to assault him by biting him and hitting him.
Okay, that is the
He
case.
wouldn't consent to
that's
sex, so she
dated-
attacked him.
Violation date of 11/25.
We've all been there.
Right?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. And then let's go to the case 1/5 of 23.
She wants it when
Your
she
Honor.
wants it, baby. She don't take no for an answer. Well, your crazy
So
Dar
on
should be
that
going off
night
too
it
because she's
was,
crazy as hell.
Officers responded
Started
after
biting,
getting a
right? I heard
reporting
that
call
Biting.
advising
Hitting and
dispatch
biting.
that she could hear a male and female yelling and items being thrown from within the trailer at it was like 2225 First Street, number 33. And when they arrived on scene, officers recognized the vehicle was a blue Mazda sedan, license plate AVW 4047, being owned by a Jeffrey Gay.
Can't write this.
Cheney officers were dispatched, and they were advised that Louis Dupuy was listed as a protected person in a no contact order. Scanning.
She looks
No
like she could
contact
beat some
order against
ass.
Ms. Andrews. Also advised that so there was another incident that happened with the neighbors at the same time, Your Honor.
So Miss Andrews and Mr. Dupuy were at the same location at that point.
Yes, Your Honor. Oh, and
She
the
just started
officers had
assaulting
to,
everybody, Cream.
verbal commands for
Wanted
for
sex.
Ms. Andrews to leave the trailer, where she was immediately detained for violating the protection order.
Okay. So there was a protection order in place, and
Correct.
then on January 5th, the police department was involved in an incident that involved those two parties, right?
Correct. It was, yes. Once again, it was the same parties at the same trailer.
Okay, and then we have another incident, is that right?
Oh my God.
Yes, Your Honor. The latter incident was the night where Mr. Dupuy was found dead. She had called 911, and kept saying on the phone he's dead. When officers arrived, she was understandably hysterical in him being dead, and she pointed to his body. Officers confirmed that he was dead and escorted Ms. Andrews outside, and at the time advised her that she was not under arrest but read her constitutional rights. However, later, because of the protection order, she was cited for violation of the protection order.
Do we know, is there any reference to anyone else being present in the report of January 10th?
Are we going to accuse her of murder?
No, Your Honor. Don't believe so. What was reported by Ms. Andrews was that they were arguing on and off throughout the prior day, and then in the middle of the night.
They were together the other day?
They were, yep, so this is on the evening of into the early morning, so evening of the 9th to early morning of the 10th. I don't know how much information you want, Your Honor, but it sounds like there was some intimate activity.
We got it all. We got all the info.
But then at the same time, that also sounds like it may have been an assault occurring one direction or the other. But that Ms. Andrews said at one point she then blanked and doesn't remember how the argument ended.
Oh.
Woke up naked in her bedroom. She went into the other room, and that's where she then found him dead and immediately called 911.
And how
Oh.
Oh, wow.
what are the allegations that did some type of shooting or some type
No,
of
from
damage?
speaking with law enforcement, it sounded like a drug overdose. It's still being investigated. They're still waiting for autopsy results, but that's what is suspected at the time.
Okay. Mr. Wu, anything further?
Yes, Your Honor. In regards to the first no contact order violation case, I will just state for the record that it does appear as if there was another couple there. There was another individual who was also arrested.
Sex party?
There. It appears to be for an outstanding warrant out of Spokane County.
Hey, Mike.
So it does not, I don't believe it was ever specifically stated that Ms. Taura was not there from the permission of Mr. Dupuy. And regardless, Your Honor, if the concern of the court is.
Does that make any difference?
No, I don't.
Well, not for the charge, Your Honor, but if we're dealing with release conditions, Your Honor, if there was some form of assaultive behavior going on, then obviously there would be a concern for safety. But here, in essence, Your Honor, there is the presumption of release, and the two factors
there was some release, all right,
are whether Ms. Andrews will appear for her court dates, or whether Ms. Andrews is a danger to the community. I don't believe Ms. Andrews has ever gone into warrant status on this case, so I do believe there's a solid.
That's Ms.
presumption that she
Andrews
will
right there,
appear
yeah.
for court. She's also, when she was out of custody, maintained very good contact with me, so I was able to, I believe, hand up a continuance during the last case.
Yeah, they're in Washington, near Spokane.
Their criminal
I guess.
history is very light.
Light.
Warrant history is too. I see one warrant from
Very light.
2018, I believe, on a Superior Court matter that's since been dismissed. And I don't see any prior convictions. In terms of community safety, Your Honor, again, Ms. Andrews has no convictions that I can see on her record. And obviously, if the protected party is deceased, then there's no danger to the protected party. So there is, I don't believe.
But she was with
the
him
release has been
when he
complete,
died, and
Your
she
Honor.
wasn't
So
supposed to
we would
be
ask
around
that
him.
Ms. Andrews be released on her own recognizance.
The court is going to maintain bail at $10,000. I think it's a very
That's
justified. We have a no contact order in place.
Till that
the
autopsy
court
comes
put in
back.
place, and it was
Well, I guess,
violated
yeah.
not only once, it was violated twice. The allegations are egregious. The court is concerned about Ms. Andrews not only appearing, but leaving the state of Washington. The court is very concerned
Not just the
about,
court, we are as well, Your Honor.
Yeah, she could end up
her
here.
general activities. The court will address this again in 2 weeks. That's the court's ruling. Thank you, Mr.
demanding
Wu,
of
and thank you,
sex.
Ms. Andrews.
And then attacking when she didn't get the sex
And some
on a
biting.
man she was already not supposed to be around under a protective order. Then he ends up dead, and all she remembers is
Mr.
waking up
Coleman,
naked.
good morning. I see that you are present and
Well, that was a
you are
crazy one.
here on the Nicholas Brewer matters. Is that right?
Not everybody at once.
Seriously, why is the audio through a phone system? And I swear to God, that's what it sounds like.
I could swear we could hear a phone call going on.
Yeah. Like back in the days when you're on a landline or on a what, you know what I mean? And like you have cross lines like your neighbors, you can hear your neighbors talking.
I could have swore.
Tenco Valley, nothing.
Mr. Coleman, good morning to you, sir.
That's crazy.
Court has
Really, all
assigned
they
that
could
the
charge her
hours
with was
continuous
violating the
agenda
protective
continues
orders
back
against a
to
dead guy.
a new
Right.
court date,
I don't know if there's
will
any
be
kind of
February
precedence
2nd.
for that.
Next court date,
I would think there would be because he
for
was
which, the
alive
court
at
will
some point when they were together.
present.
Mary, Christy.
Mary.
Lawyer, certainly between now and then.
We
Mr.
certainly can stick here. I've got
we're gonna move
wife who
yours
can move
to
to
another
us
court
court.
date as well.
Let's jump over there while they're getting their paperwork together over here. See what you
I'm
got.
not sure exactly what's going on, but Callum
must mean we have a
I like the
Lester and a
keyboard.
Beglinger.
LLAM County, I believe.
You take a seat at the Lester table, and Becklinger, you come up here and take a seat at the Beglinger table.
What? We're
I'm
naming
trying
the
to
table?
say that, but I can't. Yeah, you might as well. It's easier for us to hear you.
Because these are honorary tables named for the people who built them.
Maybe.
Well, how about you just sit right there.
Carpenter.
You just hang on a second.
He said, "Who are you?"
Ralph, are you Ralph?
I'm Ralph.
Ralph. Oh, I like this
And you're
courtroom
Howard?
already.
Oh,
You hold
Ralph
on.
and Howard.
Okay, so this is CB 23534. So Ralph, you're asking for a protection order. You don't
No.
want any contact with Beglinger.
Oh no.
Stay right
I
here,
don't want
baby.
him to contact me. That's right.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, so what is
Wayward
your normal
lovers.
relationship? Are you neighbors
None,
living right
none,
next to each
none.
other?
I live in a
Lovers.
small town. I've been here 50 years
Right?
and
No,
because
but I
it's a
mean,
small
is
town, I
this,
know who he is.
okay, but is this somebody that you're gonna run into when you're driving down your freeway?
Right, that's right. But he makes a point to run into me.
Okay, well, you hold on now.
Oh, this is gonna be
Hold on.
good.
Let me look at your
Oh, it's
petition
the
here.
banger.
This is gonna be good.
What could they possibly be fighting
Seems
over or
I've
having?
I don't know. A woman,
Just looking for.
a bad deal of some sort. You're supposed to buy some crops from him,
Yeah,
perhaps.
somebody plow the wrong field, maybe.
Tired of him following me,
Okay.
being
following.
everywhere I am. I swear sometimes I go to the restroom, he'd be there too. I'm tired of being intimidated by Howard. Fearful for my safety because I don't know what he's capable of. Talk to Howard's brother who's here to ask him, have Howard stop following me. Howard does not stop. So, and we'll get to you, Mr. Beglinger, here in a second. So, Mr. Lester, describe how he's following. What is that?
Okay, well, what brought this to court is he knows my work hours
Okay.
because I work at the Quiz Valley School District.
Okay.
He knows my work hours.
Sun comes up,
And
sun goes
he,
down. I'm working.
This last time he followed me, I go to work when school's not in session.
Mhm.
Well, Friday before, I'm getting ahead of this again. Friday before Christmas, I had the day off.
Yeah.
I had to go to Column Bay. I seen him, I was going to Gatamoka, and then I headed to Column Bay.
Got a boca.
And I seen him because it was just getting daylight pretty good. And he followed me and I went, turned up to Column Bay and I seen him go by. And he turned around and he followed me for about 2 or 3 miles. And
Okay,
then
hang on a
he
second.
turned
Did
around.
you guys used to be friends or something?
Huh?
Did you used to be friends or something?
No, never have. I've never been acquaintance with him at all.
I already think there's more to the story.
Okay. So how
Okay.
do you know he's following you though?
Because
Well,
I seen his car.
That stash, baby.
I mean, he was in a little gray pickup. And if I got a white car, he got a white pickup. If I got do have a gray car, he got a gray car. If I got a purple car, he would get a purple car. Just one thing after another. And he goes right there where I parked my car at the school.
Uh-huh.
I've seen him go by there 40 miles.
What do you do at the school?
I'm a custodian.
Right.
Been there off and on 40 years.
Okay,
Whew.
you hold
Good
that
job.
thought. You hold that thought. So Mr. Meglinger, he says you're following him around.
I have not followed him around. He's got stuff in the paperwork here that I had followed him on the 26th.
Yeah?
Oh, son of a bitch. God, that was getting good.
And you say, why don't you guys pause these videos to talk over them? You say,
damn it, that was a great one.
Keep on
Oh
that,
my
please.
God.
You
I'm
just
so
have
mad
Mr.
about
Martin,
that.
make sure that you do all that's required. The court
I'm
has
going
signed
for
the
early tomorrow.
SOC.
Only got this
We'll
far
connect you
into
to the
that
front
picture.
counter so that we can
That's sad.
What
get
a bummer. I wanna
copy of
end the
this important
show.
legal document to you, okay?
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Martin. Thank you, Ms. King.
Oh my God.
So the Brewer matter is put on temporary hold. We have
I can't believe that.
Micah Smith. Yeah.
Man.
We'll hold that. How about Raymond Lee Johnson? Johnson is still here.
I felt like the old guy
And
with the beard
sir, are you here on a court matter?
was paranoid.
Your
I'm gonna
name,
say
I'm
that.
sorry.
Either that
Oh,
or
okay.
the guy with the
McKenna?
mustache wanted to bang him. One of the two.
Yes, Your Honor, he had another matter in the Spokane County District Court.
So sad.
He told me he'd be a little late, so I'm here now.
Okay, we'll
So
go ahead
sad.
and hold that. Ma'am, you're on
Georgia,
a court
good to
matter
see
too?
you. Man.
Nicholas Brewer, Your Honor, I believe
Oh.
she is the alleged victim in the matter. She wants to, I believe, renew her,
Oh, I see.
her, no contact or recall motion.
One day. That happened because it's live court.
Looks like we have
They
someone
can
from-
end it anytime they want.
Your Honor.
If we
Okay.
rewind so you can find out,
Good
just like with
morning.
this, like I can pause this right here. Okay. This is why a lot of people don't understand when we're doing this kind of thing, because you're watching these lawyers who have had recorded videos sent to them to watch. Whereas with me and Creed, we're out here in the trenches. We're digging with our hands. We're doing the Lord's work, and we will pause these videos so that we can speak over them. But then you run the risk of it ending before you can get to the end of it. Or if we find something interesting, we rewind it. We run the risk of it ending before we get there, because a lot of these court cases are not saved online. It's either you catch it while it's going on or you don't catch it at all. Kaiser Soze.
I am currently working. Mr. Coleman is wrapping up another hearing at the moment that has run a little bit longer than we had anticipated. I'm working on figuring out exactly what time he'll be available to take care of this no contact order motion.
You
And
don't.
if it's going to be later,
Most of
than
them are gone.
would be preferred. I'm also working on arranging someone to cover it just briefly, since I don't think it should be anything too crazy.
Okay, what is kind of the thought in terms of the timeline?
I should know within the next 5 minutes.
Okay, why don't we,
Also, I'm here, Michael, if Mr. Coolman would like me to cover the matter too.
Oh,
ask, and I
that,
Good to see
yeah,
you, Kate.
Mike, if I can shoot you a text or an email letting you kind of know where we stand on the matter. We're completely comfortable with Mr. Gabriel covering it.
There's
No worries. I just don't
something
want stuff on your
involved
phone, so
in
you guys
that.
need the,
That was a
coverage.
good
Okay.
one. We will never know.
thank you,
We will
Mr.
never
Gabriel.
know.
Why don't we allow the two of you or the Coleman Law Firm and Mr. Gabriel to
Well,
to
I'm
work.
sorry, Kay.
I know that we have,
I tried though. You plow the wrong man's field. Next thing you know, you're all up in it.
Driscoll? Okay, here. Okay, we'll go ahead and hold that. So we have the Brewer, the Ukeno, the Johnson, the Smith matter. And
And then, Your Honor, just to keep you aware, at 11 o'clock, we will be having
Man,
Geiger join
I am
us.
I'm so mad.
salty.
I'm serious. I'm
and,
steaming right now. It's
refresh
such a
my
good one.
memory on who will
And I
be
think that,
present at 11.
I have those two files.
I think he's
here,
got it.
Mr.
I think
White.
that's a really good explanation for all that. him maybe messing with his wife in some way, something like that. I think
There's
that's really
some
good.
sort of connections there somewhere. Somebody wrong somebody love song for sure. They're still over here trying to get everybody together for court. But yeah, that's
especially they're just a couple of old timers. You just know, damn it. That's again, like Mikey said, those explained it perfectly. That's part of catching these lives. You just never know.
Yeah.
To be honest with you guys, too, a lot of the the really good like Judge Manning ones, a lot of them they don't save their videos.
Yeah, it's either somebody catches it, or if you're doing a show later on, you got to have it recorded. Otherwise, you're not going to see it, or somebody's got to record it for you, or something like that. Because otherwise, these cases, I would say, out of all the courtrooms, I think we have. I know over here on this one, I've got like 400 and some courtrooms saved. Now, I'd say 20% of those have quit altogether doing anything on Zoom. Then you have a percentage of probably like, I'd say 30% that allow the videos to save. And then you've got all the rest that are just, when it's cut off, it's off. You can't rewind it. You can't even download it. Like sometimes there'll be, a video up there, and you'll try and download it. You got to screen record it. You're in one of those situations like that pretty much the entire time. So
yeah, if you guys ever want to watch court yourself, there's a lot of it out there. And a lot of them, are in and out a lot. Mikey, we were over here where we thought that it's almost like a mall.
Yes.
Remember, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's right on the street.
See what they're
Dylan, Cody,
up to.
Last name Katie or Caddy?
Caddy.
Warrant had been issued on that case previously.
Right.
Unless the city, Mr. Everco, unless somebody knows something about the matter, we'll just simply leave the leave the warrant in effect.
Never be the same, Jeff.
I can't believe that, man. I'm so upset.
Yeah, where's Lisa? There's quite a few big characters from back, like Jesus. Remember the guy with the long hair that was like such a meme for so long? And
a lot of these courtrooms are really just, And when you find a new one, which sometimes you can dig, like I've gone and really dug in looking for courtrooms, and you can find some that are just way out there that nobody's watching, that have like 20 subscribers or less on their channel.
That last one, I think that we were subscriber number 7, and we were one of one watching it with the old men.
I mean, we've got to keep an eye on that courtroom. I love that. That's small town USA for sure.
Well,
what we can do
one place that just always gives us is Knox County. So let's jump over there. Oops, sorry.
The charges, but you understand what you've been charged with.
Screw it up.
This is just a few days ago, maybe.
You're right. You have the right to
a
remain
few hours
silent.
ago.
No one can force you to say anything about these charges.
Could have been at 4 a.m.
About anything you do say, maybe use
For all
against
we
you in
know.
court. You have the right to have an attorney represent
This
you.
guy loves to dance.
You cannot afford an attorney. I can appoint one to represent you. And you have the right to have a preliminary hearing on these charges where a judge will listen to evidence and determine whether there's probable cause for the charges to be prosecuted. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
And if you can you raise your right hand and do you swear from
did
the
just
answers
say
you
no,
give on
right?
your affidavit or truth?
Yes, sir.
I swear.
Are you currently employed?
Love this guy.
I get SSI.
Okay. How much do you get?
Deservingly.
each month?
681.
How much?
681 a month.
681.
Oh, we got a wheelchair guy.
841 a month.
Hey.
Okay.
There's a wheelchair dude over here.
Where was the same dude from the other day?
I don't know. Doesn't look like it.
If I could, I was wondering if I could just wrap like make it all just like bleed guilty and just go to like a mental hospital or something.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
choice.
maybe.
Mental hospital.
I think that's a great
Think
idea.
you'll need
This
to
guy has
talk
no
to your lawyer
legs.
about that.
Gosh, half of you.
No.
I need mental health.
That's okay. We'll see if we can help you with that. But That's something your lawyer's gonna have to help you with.
Would you rather be in this jail or a mental hospital?
Nah, I think they're just as bad.
I think mental hospital full of way more crazy people. I think
It's
it's
crazy people. Look at Double F.
Fred Franklin.
Maybe 6 months.
Okay.
Welcome. Did
I
Jordan
agree.
tell you about the channel or?
Over
There's
on,
a phone number in there, I think. Don't
Is there?
call
Oh,
that.
yeah, 630-291-6532. Call now. If you're a hot chick.
These are overseas sex bots. Look, making a friend. Look over there. Just a couple of pals.
It's like, can I give you a hand?
Again, we wonder what kind of crime the guy with no legs has committed.
I'm appointing the public defender's office to represent you, waiving the administrative fee.
Thank you, sir.
Your bail is set. Your total bail is $750.
Oh my goodness.
The will
How are
set
you
your
gonna-
case is on in misdemeanor court this Tuesday, the 17th.
$150.
I can afford bond, but I don't have a second person to sign for me.
Okay.
Is there any way we can waive it so I can get into a hospital?
That's something you'll need to talk to your attorney about.
That's a hard way to get out.
Good luck to you, sir.
You just burp.
That's a tough way to get out by I don't have $150, but just send me to a mental hospital.
Were they out of Crocs? They couldn't just like glue them on there or something for him?
What's your name, sir?
Jackie Dotson.
I'm just glad they put chickens over those things.
This guy stole something.
He looks like a fighter.
You think so?
He's a tough guy. Look at a stash. You have a stash like that and not being a badass.
Speaking of
Mr.
wheelchairs.
Johnson, you've been served with a violation of probation from at 1204899, which was a joyriding charge.
Joyriding?
And the judge has ordered that you be held without bond, at least initially on the
15?
violation. I'm not asking whether you agree with this, but are you aware what this is about?
Joyriding?
Joyriding.
What was that?
I'm not asking whether you agree with this, but are you aware what this is
Good
about?
to see you. Joyriding.
No, I'm not.
Well, back in 2017, you entered a plea agreement on a charge of joyriding. And you were put on probation, and it's alleged that you failed to comply with the terms of your probation.
So anybody knows the exact
violation was issued.
I'm looking it up.
I need to go over your rights. You have the right to remain silent. No one can force you to
Pause that real quick, and I'll tell you what it is. A person who commits joyriding is guilty of a Class A misdemeanor and faces up to 11 months and 29 days of incarceration or a $2,500 fine. So it has something to do with stealing a car, but not really stealing a car. Apparently, there's a bit of a difference.
Wait, he take his mom's car without her permission?
That's what I'm thinking.
He snuck
Yeah.
the keys out while she was asleep. Young guy like him getting into the world of crime.
The difference between joyriding and grand theft auto, you are typically only guilty of grand theft auto if you intend to permanently deprive a vehicle owner of the person's vehicle.
So he's bringing it back.
In contrast, you can face joyriding charges by just taking a car without the consent of the owner. I didn't know that. See, the more you know, it's an educational channel, ladies and gentlemen.
By the way, speaking of educations, the illustrious 102 making an appearance behind our shoulder there. Good to see 102 doing well.
say anything about this matter. If you give up that right, anything you do say may be used against you in court. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford one, I can appoint one to represent you. And you have the right to have a preliminary, you have the right to have a hearing on this where the state of Tennessee would have to show by sufficient evidence that you are in fact in violation of the terms of your probation. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? And do you swear or affirm the answers you gave on your affidavit are true?
Yes, sir.
How much do you make each week?
Oh, it is.
200.
200
You did
a week.
When it
Yeah,
comes
that's
off
good
the
to
fax
know.
machine, it just didn't print very well, so it's hard to read.
He was riding on the sidewalk, perhaps.
RLS?
Like the
RLS.
Defender's Office represented you initially, I'll appoint them to represent you on the violation. I'll be waiving the administrative fee.
How long
This
you
will be
got?
set in
How long
court
think you
this
got probation
week, the
for?
17th. Good luck to you, sir.
For joyriding. I mean, he violated his probation. Can we roll that guy up here? Let's see what he's got to say.
Please.
Dave Scott's first. Hold on.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I'm trying to find out.
What's your name, sir?
William Shadking.
What's going on, mate?
Oh, rip.
Do you think they did his hair in jail? He's got that little, looks like Gene Simmons from Kiss.
He's got it. Yeah, he's got it pulled back there in a ponytail.
He said, come over here. I want to fix your hair.
Again, you've been served with an attachment from warrant at 1432447, which is an aggravated criminal trespass charge. Your bail has not been determined yet. It'll be set in court by the judge. I'm not asking whether you agree with this, but you understand what this is about?
Trespassing.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to go over your rights. You have the right to remain.
Hey, yeah, beautiful hair.
Thinking about this matter. If you give up that right, anything you do say may be used against you in court. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford one, I can appoint one to represent you. And you have the right to have a preliminary hearing. Well, you have the right to have a hearing on this attachment where you can challenge any issues the state raised that led to the issuing of the attachment. And you have the right to have if you've not entered a plea agreement on this yet, you have the right to have a preliminary hearing on the charge.
Oh, they got a rough batch of people around Knox every day. Every day.
Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand for me?
I think
please?
those two guys in the back are planning a breakout.
Yes, sir. Yes, they are.
Thank you.
Fire captain, these guys up in your neck of the woods.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Amber, thank you, my God. And I agree 1,000%. It always makes me feel better.
Oh, the blessings from Amber. Thank you so much.
It's true. Even with a lot of the other court cases, not just the people in jail, those people going through all the it's no doubt. Always makes me a little bit better about myself. Hello, Chris, Erica.
I'm
Hello.
calling the Knox County Public Defender's Office to represent you, waiving the administrative fee. We'll set this on in misdemeanor court this Tuesday, the 17th, for a bond hearing. Good luck to you, sir.
He is a samurai. There he is. It's a very, it's a very ill-fitting costume, Creed.
Yes, it is. Oh,
What's
boy.
your name, sir?
Nick.
Brandon Bailey.
You ever been to
Double
jail
B.
before, son?
The old double B. Brandon Bailey. The brand man.
It's all the paperwork in his pocket, you think?
I thought that was a map of the jail. Don't want to get lost.
The layout.
Like, yeah, it's like a Six Flags. Can you get a little
You've
closer?
been served with a violation of probation from warrant at 1441764, which was a joyriding charge.
Another one.
Judge has set a cash bond in the amount of $300. I'm not asking whether you agree with this, but are you aware of what this is about?
Yep.
Need to know if you're right. You have the right to remain silent. No one can force you to say anything about this charge. If you give up that right, anything you do say may be used against you in court. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. You cannot afford one. I can appoint one to represent you. And you have the right to have a hearing on this violation where you can challenge any issues the state raised. State would need to prove by sufficient evidence that you are in fact in violation of the terms of your probation. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? And do you swear affirm the answers you gave on your affidavit are true?
Yes.
Thanks,
Wish
sir.
I
You put
could.
your hand
It
up.
kind of looks like an owl.
I'm appointing the Knox County Public Defender's Office to represent you, waiving the administrative fee, because they were represented you originally on the charge. And
All right.
set this for this Tuesday, the 17th in felony court. Good luck to you, sir.
I can see the tattoo enough to make it out a little bit.
That'll work.
Absolutely not.
Oh, he just disappeared. Hi, 102. We can see him really good.
102 is really getting his eye full today.
Oh, this gives me hopes that wheelchair's next.
Wheelchair might be next.
What is your name, sir?
Harold Branch.
God, I hope the guy in the wheelchair is under arrest for joyriding.
Mr. Branch, you've been charged with shoplifting under $1,000 and a misdemeanor.
Damn it.
Disorderly
No,
conduct.
sir.
I'm not
No,
asking.
sir.
No, you're
I'm
wrong.
not asking whether you agree with it, sir. I'm
It
just
was
letting you know what
joyride.
you've been charged with.
Okay.
The other two charges are disorderly conduct and public intoxication. Those are both C misdemeanors. I need to
Not
go
this
over
guy.
your rights. You have the right to remain silent. No one can force you to say anything about these charges. If you give up that right, anything you do say may be used against you in court. You have the right to have an attorney represent you.
explains
If you
a lot
can
if that's
afford
true.
one, I can appoint one to represent you. And you have the right to have, okay, and you have the right to have a preliminary
Thank you
hearing.
for
on
being
these
honest.
where a judge would listen to evidence and determine whether there's enough evidence for these charges to be prosecuted. Do you understand
My
those
thing
rights?
is, I got a court date the 16th. I don't want to miss that.
You
While I'm up
probably,
in
well,
here.
you filled out this affidavit, correct? Answer questions about your
No.
info?
What?
No, sir, I didn't. I don't have my reading glasses. Stay in my bag that they said I stole
No.
stuff in.
It looks like it was signed by Harold Branch.
Okay,
Indicated-
that's so it did. But
Okay,
they just say sign here and I sign. I can't see without my reading glasses.
okay.
But yeah,
Depriving him of
Which
his
money do you
human
earn a
rights.
month or-
$1,000, sir, that I just got from, I haven't got my social security disability in over a year from somebody stealing my wallet where they leave my door open after they kick it in for no reason.
You hear that, Cole?
What? That's got some hella
That
backstory on
happened
it.
2 times.
Tell us more, bud. Please.
So I don't go over to the laundromat anymore.
Ah, the laundromat. Well, bad stuff happens there. We all know
I
that.
drank some liquor, but it went to my head when somebody pushed me down in the middle of Burger King parking lot. For nothing.
This thing doing you
How long
ain't
you
good, by the
looking
way.
at?
Always didn't see that. They just run me up the hill and I sit down and then the people over in the restaurant try to run me on over. Listen, I'm 63. I'm doing the best I can to walk about everywhere I go.
Well, you look great.
I've been rushed.
Yes.
I thought you were 83, so you're doing pretty well.
Almost got done runned over.
I love this guy.
A Creed frame or Mikey frame? Is that a thing? Is he gone? Did he die? That's fun. All right, let's jump over here then. And see what we got at Judge O'Brien.
Your Honor, can you hear me? Now I can, yes.
Mikey, can you hear me?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the name? I'm having trouble hearing you, but I have closed captioning on. Nico Albert Siu.
Don't see that every day, do you?
It's a mental health case. Yes, I am here to testify. Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
The amount of crap I get for him, yes, feels great.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Power outage.
I do.
Can you state your name for the record, please?
My name is Tori Hughes.
We may never know, Edward.
Where are you employed? I'm currently employed at Washtenaw County Community Mental Health. In what capacity?
What do you do there?
I'm a crisis specialist professional.
Is that how you know Nico Albert's you?
Yes.
Does he have a mental health diagnosis?
He does. He does have a diagnosed history of bipolar.
Said the yeah. That's what
So
it's
why do you
written out
think
there.
he's in urgent need of a mental health evaluation?
Went out just enough to have to redo it.
We received a call from Ann Arbor Police Department that they were called out because he fired a gun in his home in the middle of the night around 4 a.m. He does have a history of an AOT, and when he does not follow up with treatment, he does have a history of growing aggressive
Ms. Andrews came
with
after him.
people in the community. The firearm was not directed at anyone when he fired it into his home, but
Is that a huge man
he
bun up
was
there?
recently jailed, and since he has been released, he has not followed up with CMH and is not connected to any mental health treatment.
So have you asked him to go for a mental health evaluation?
That's what Chipotle.
Yes, officers attempted to get him to go voluntarily. He refused.
So if you told him that I signed a piece of paper, do you think he'd voluntarily comply, or do you think it's going to be necessary that peace officers take him into protective custody for that transport?
I believe peace officers will need to be assisting in the transport.
4 a.m. So it's a good time.
Yeah,
to
I
pop
am
you off and,
satisfied based on the testimony presented that Nico Albert's you is an individual in need of an urgent mental health evaluation. It does appear at this time that he presents as a substantial risk of significant mental or physical harm to himself or others, and he won't voluntarily comply with the request to go voluntarily. So I have signed an order which will authorize officers to take him into protective custody for that transport. Thank you, Ms. Hughes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Hughes, you did a great job. Thank you. This guy, look at this guy. Does he blink? Oh, he moved. Okay. That's like what happens when we used to do the OG show and Knox was here.
Supplemental number 1, People versus James Dotson, 21336 FH.
Michael Dobie for the People.
Michael Dobie, ladies and gentlemen. No new artwork from his kids.
Water Assistant Public Defender.
Mr. Dotson, please raise your right hand to
He's
be
on his way now.
sworn.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I'm sorry, we couldn't hear you.
Yes, I do.
Can you state your name for the record, please?
James Dodson.
Thank you.
Mr. Dotson, you're before the court on allegations that you violated your probation. The
know how
maximum
long I'll be here, but
potential
I'm back.
penalty is 5 years. You're
Whoa.
entitled to a contested evidentiary hearing. Can you afford to hire your own attorney this afternoon?
No, Your Honor.
I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. The allegations are that you failed to report to probation on December 6th, 2022, and a home call was conducted, but you refused to open your door, stating that you weren't going to report because you believed that somebody was going to kill when you're walking into probation. The second allegation was that you were to take medication as prescribed, but that you were refusing to take your mental health medication as prescribed. The third is that you were refusing to participate in mental health services as recommended by your provider. Number 4, on December 6, 2022, you failed to report to probation and admitted consuming alcohol when a home call was conducted and you refused to open the door.
All kind of goes hand in hand.
And then there's another allegation that you were not to use alcoholic beverages, but admitted consuming alcohol. So, Mr. Overwater, how do you wish to proceed?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that probation is recommending that this matter be adjourned to a date in front of Judge Conlon. I don't believe probation has an objection to Mr. Dotson's release. So I would be asking the court to release Mr. Dotson on a personal recognizance bond. He was hospitalized in Monroe at a mental hospital from December 28th to January 8th. Obviously, in that time period, his mental health was stabilized on medication. He's currently taking medication. He doesn't get it. He's not getting into jail yet, but he was taking it before he was incarcerated. He indicated to me that he gets his medication from a pharmacy near his home. I believe this is his first violation. He receives disability. Fortunately, he was able to use money from that disability to purchase a home in Monroe. So he does own a home there, but he does not want to lose that by being in jail and losing his
Way more than the other guy had.
He does report to CMH. He has a case manager. He works with a psychiatrist as well, and he's been in contact with that.
He works with
psychiatrist's
one, or he
office
goes and sees
since
one?
his release from the hospital on January 8th. I believe probation is recommending 60 days on a scram tether. If the court's inclined to put him on a scram tether, I would ask the court just to leave that up to Judge Conlon at the next court date as to how long that scram tether should stay on.
Your Honor,
if I could briefly just further explain what probation's recommendation is, and that being, we just ask that the scram tether be placed on, if you are to follow that recommendation.
She looking to do an interview or
The tether
what?
be placed on before the defendant is released to the community while he's still in custody. Thank you, Your Honor.
Dobie.
And that's my recommendation as well, Your Honor. If the defendant is going to be granted a bond, I'd ask that a scram tether be required. I have no objection to the adjournment to appear before Judge Conlon.
So I am going to adjourn this. When is his next available date?
January 25th.
January
All right, we ready to
25th.
jump
That
back
would
to,
be
Knox
next
and-
Wednesday
Yeah, we jump
at
back to see this
1:30 before Judge Conlon for a violation of probation hearing.
So yeah, there we go.
Well, we should see that. They just run me up the hill and I sit down, and then the people in the restaurant try to run me on over. Listen, I'm 63. I'm doing the best I can to walk about everywhere I go.
Roll it back just a tiny bit, so
Yeah,
we
no-
didn't miss anything.
I've been rushed.
He seems like he's got it all together.
I didn't hurt nobody. I didn't resist arrest either.
I just let him run me
That's
over.
where I shop at every month. I did not steal anything.
I believe him. Seems.
I'll straighten that out also.
Uh-oh. He's done talking, Creed. It's time for business. Don't get these hands
They
over
know
there.
me there. I'm not a drifter.
Not a drifter.
That's what he said. No, I'm not a drifter.
That was actually an entire power outage. You could hear something blowing up off in the distance. So I think we had
how long have you lived in Knoxville?
military.
Yeah, something
I
going
didn't
on.
hear you.
Drop
How
something
long
on it.
have you
I
lived
said,
in
thanks,
Knoxville?
military.
Ever since I was 16 years old.
Young.
No record.
No record. But he did lay down several tracks last week.
I worked at JFG. Supreme Foods.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Wissy Riley.
Keep it coming. Hit another one.
Shoney's.
Thank you.
Johnny's, yeah, baby. Mm-hmm.
Delicious buffet, breakfast buffet at Shoney's.
Got an application in Shoney's right now.
Little
Couple other
hit 'em up.
restaurants.
Got some irons in the fire, Creed, starting a job next week. Shoney's is always looking for a young go-getter.
Yes. Pile that bacon high, baby. I don't know, but I hope that we get to see him.
Can you get your buddy over there a job at Shoney's as well? That'd be awesome. Did I
I'm
mention?
appointing the Knox County Public Defender's Office to represent you and waiving the administrative fee. Your bail is set at $1,000. We'll set you on this Tuesday, the 17th in felony court. Good luck to you, sir.
I guess so, Michael.
Thank you.
Like all of Jacksonville went down all of a sudden. It's like, oh, here's ooh.
Here he
Yeah.
goes, rolling on in, baby.
Keep on.
So I can be missing forts.
Oh
Can
no.
they do that?
Oh no.
What's your name, sir?
Short messages only.
George Allen King.
No more comments till
Am
this
I
stuff.
close enough to the screen where you can see me?
Oh yes.
We can see just
Beautiful.
fine that big honker of yours.
I can see, you see it from about here up.
What's he? Right.
Were you in Home Improvement? Because you look familiar.
I had both of my feet amputated a few months ago.
I understand.
And it's really kind of tough to do a lot of things.
You should notice you on in a wheelchair.
I didn't know if I put the camera down more me or what, but
how's my hair look?
Well, Mr. King, you've been served with an attachment from a charge of shoplifting. Your bail's set at $1,000. I'm not asking whether you agree with this, but you aware what this is about.
yeah, I was sitting for court on the 12th, and I was planning on going, and I got pulled over on the night of the 11th, and for some reason they said I missed my court date. That's the reason you would put a, I guess what, I don't know, you said.
But you're aware of the charge. You're aware of the charge, correct?
Yeah, they charged me with shoplifting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to go over your rights. You have the right to remain silent. No one can force you to say anything about this. You give up that right. Anything you do say may be used against you in court. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford one, I can appoint one to represent you.
Like this
It
video.
appears Michael Graves is representing you. He'll remain your counsel. And you have the right to have a hearing on this attachment where you can challenge any issues the state raised that led to the issuing of the attachment. And if there's not been a disposition in the case, you have the right to have what's called a preliminary hearing, where a judge would listen to evidence and determine whether there is probable cause for the charge to be prosecuted. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, I do. I'm just not understanding when you say attachment.
Happy birthday, Terminator. We'll
that
see you.
means,
Happy birthday.
But where I didn't make it for court or what?
Normally, that's what they're issued for, yes.
But there is a bond though.
There's a $1,000 bond.
When you say attachment,
Okay.
We're going to set this on this Tuesday, the 17th, in misdemeanor court.
Okay. I do believe that I knew that they told me there was a $1,000 bond when I got here. And
Yeah.
I think that bond is being made where I will not miss that court date. I will not miss it.
Please don't, otherwise you'll be back here and we'll be talking about another attachment, okay?
No, we're not gonna let that happen.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, good
All
looking,
right.
sir.
The 17th, Tuesday
Yes.
17th, right?
Yes.
Okay. I
If you're
appreciate
able
you,
to, can you raise your right hand for me, please? And do you swear,
yeah.
swear affirm the answers you gave on your affidavit are true?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
We got it. Everything's taken care of.
Top of his head is great.
What a great dude.
Love it. Wrap up the day with some Travis County. Eye in the sky, as they say. Good crotch shots.
Yeah, I can't believe this view. It's a beautiful view.
Are these two in a gang together, or are they twinsies? And is
I
there
don't
any
know.
audio?
There was Werman's earlier, and you could not hear anything but the inmates talking.
No, I think we might not even have any audio. I guess that means we
And
gotta
they were
cut it.
very low. You could not hear the judge at all.
Well, some a bitch, because I like this camera
I
angle.
like the camera, yeah, but
Yeah.
they got to get the camera. They've got the camera right. They got to get the audio right. Otherwise, it's just going to make for not a very fun day.
Oh well. Well, that was a fun day. Except I'm still mad that we didn't get to see the two old
We have
men.
really got to keep an eye on that courtroom, Creed.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're subbed over there, so that is good. I'm guessing very small town.
yes,
Very
we will not be telling you where it's at because we want to keep it all to ourselves.
Oh, that sucks. It's a pretty good one. Travis County's always pretty decent.
It depends on if the judge. They used to be good, but this when they went to this room like this, no, the audio is terrible.
Too
Absolutely
bad.
horrible.
All right, guys, we'll see you at 4:05 for Thirsty Thursday today.
That's
We got
right.
Chase.
If you're new here, we're going to watch everything that's got to do with drunk people being arrested or committing crimes, or maybe they're just under the influence of something they just shouldn't be. If you haven't already liked this video, now is the time
to stand up and walk out.
Stand up and walk out because they hate this
Like
dude. I hate him. Everybody stand up, push your chairs in.
Did he just fart?
Quietly line up at the door. Till next time, Creed.
Oh, DM Andy, thank you. Flusha, Amber, Paul, and Peachy, or Georgia Peach. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate
Look at that. We almost missed it again. It was almost. It was close. Sorry. We got to go.
Don't stop now. I'm getting excited.
Sorry.
And happy birthday, Kay.
Kay and Tony Maneda. Boom.